So people have been asking me what's my story and where and how I've overcome things that I overcame. So this is a hard topic for me. This is something I don't like to really talk about. I don't like to talk about my mental health. But you see it more and more in people, and they're scared to admit that they have a mental. There's something going on in their brain and they don't know how to accept it. They don't know how to move on from it. And I get where they're coming from. It's hard to admit that you do have a mental disorder or that you do need help. My life it's been great. Like, I have a wonderful family, I have wonderful friends. And they were there for me during my hard times. Like, at first it was hard to accept that I had a mental disorder. Like, I was in middle school, starting like 7th, 8th grade, somewhere around there, I started to become really depressed and anxiety, and like I started not eating, I started cutting myself, and I just wasn't myself. So I met with my school counselor and I think it was a guy at the time, I told him, like, what was going on and how can I fix myself. So he ended up calling my mom. Mom got me a doctor's appointment, and then I found out that I had anxiety and depression, which is normal for some kids. Like, that just happens. High school, freshman, sophomore year went good. I mean, I was still not myself. Like, I was still getting angry at people and had no idea why. Junior year hit. That was the worst year of my high school career. My ex-boyfriend had a new girlfriend, and him and I were like friends. We were talking, like, it just didn't work out between us. My ex new girlfriend took his phone, hid in the bathroom, and was texting me horrible things. You're worthless. No one cares about you. No one loves you. Why don't you go kill yourself? No one would care if you're gone. Like, and it was over and over and over. Like, I was telling myself, no. But then I started to believe it. So then I grabbed my antidepressants, was pacing around my house, people trying to call me, trying to get hold of me. I wouldn't answer anything. Like, I just didn't want to talk to anybody. I didn't want to do anything. And I kept saying to myself, I'm done. It's not worth it anymore. I'm sick of the pain. And I literally told God that I was coming to him. And I told my grandparents that are passed away, I told them, you know what, I'm coming for you. Like, I can't do this anymore. Like, I'm coming. And like, that night I literally thought I was going to die. One of my friends had texted my sister saying, there's something wrong with Shayna. You need to go check on her. Luckily, and thank God she did. I mean, my sister found me on the ground sobbing. She's like, Shayna, what's wrong? I said, I want to die. Like, I don't want to be here anymore. And I remember her holding me and telling me, Shayna, we all love you. We all care about you. Like, I remember that. And that was traumatic for me, like, and traumatic for them, like, to find me on the ground sobbing. Like, so then my sister took me to the hospital, and she had called my mom. She had called my aunt. She had called my family members, and we kind of told them what was going on, and the doctor had me call they called a social worker, and we talked about stuff, and I talked with them, and then they're like, Shayna, we have a question for you. At this time, I'm 16, 17 years old, and I had to make a decision, a very, very tough decision. I could either go home and pretend like none of this happened, or I could go into the psych ward. I was like, right then and there, I knew I needed help. I needed help. And it's okay. It's okay to ask for help. So I went in there, and I was terrified. I didn't want to leave my mom. Like, I was crying all the time. me and my cousin, my mom came and visited me in the hospital. I had people calling me, and I didn't want to be there. I didn't, but I knew I had to, and I got myself better, and I got to leave. Senior year was good. Senior year was my best year, and then after high school, I still had some rough moments, but they would either higher my medication, lower my medication, but something was still off with me. I'd get mad at my family and friends for no apparent reason, but yet I was still taking my medication. I moved in with a roommate, and her and I got along great, but I started a new job, things were going good, and then I messed it up again. Guy was like, I don't care. I got to the point where I broke down. I had a mental breakdown again. I said, I don't want to be here anymore. I had memories coming back in my head. I had flashbacks. And then I was a toxic person. I was a very toxic person. Not physically, but mentally. And I'd play these mind games with my ex-boss, and I'd play mind games with my ex-coworkers, and I'd get mad at them for no reason. It wasn't me, and I felt like I was a monster. So I texted a coworker saying I wanted to be done. I'm going to take these pills, and that's it. I'm done. There's no reason why I need to be here anymore. So she called my roommate. My roommate came, and she grabbed her mom. Her mom came in, and I'm sobbing on my bed by this time. And my roommate's mom prayed over me. I've never had anybody pray over me before. Then she took me she's like, Shanna, you have two choices. Either you're going to let me take you in, or I'm calling 911. You decide. I said, well, I don't want an ambulance bill, so you can take me in. So we went in, had to go through the process again of getting a crisis worker in, or a social worker, and going through this process again. Doctor came in, or I talked to the social worker, and they kind of talked to me about my options. Then the doctor came in, told me about my options. He's like, you can either go home and pretend like this didn't happen, or accept it and get the help you need. Those were my choices. So, I was a bigger and better person. I said, I need help. I said, I don't know what's wrong with me. I'm becoming this complete monster. I said, I don't even know how to help myself anymore. So I went to the psych ward this past year, or this couple months ago, probably, I think it was February, March-ish. And so when I was in the hospital, they picked apart my brain. This doctor did. She completely picked apart my brain. She was trying to get to the bottom of why I'm so depressed and why my anxiety is so bad. And, we did an assessment, and we found out that we found it out. We found out instead of having depression and anxiety, which was part of it, it was also diagnosed with bipolar disorder, which made so much sense after she told me. I said, that's why I'm getting so angry with my loved ones, with my friends, with my family. I said, oh my gosh, it just, right then and there, it clicked. So then I had my stay or whatever, I had my aunt come visit me, I had my cousin come visit me, saying I scared my family. That wasn't my intention to scare my family. I get it, because I went through hard times and I didn't open up to any of my family, and that's what I need to do. There's still stuff I need to work on. But, and then I got out of the hospital, and my roommate and I talked about everything, and then I had to go through, I was doing really good for a month, and then I had another low moment. I got fired from my job because of everything. I totally get why she did it, because I was such this toxic person, and I didn't know how to help myself, and I didn't know who I was. I didn't know any of it. So, I get it. And then I've just figuring out me again. And yes, you're going to have your highs and your lows. But I'm learning every day that it's okay to ask for help. That it's okay to break down here and there. It's okay to cry. It's okay to be happy. It's all these different emotions are okay. So I'm learning me more and more every day. People want to know my story. And that's me. I mean, I'm human. I'm going to make mistakes. I mean, I have a great job right now and there's so many girls there, so many people there that are so supportive of me. I mean, they barely know me after working only 2-3 months here. Like 2 months. Yay. But they're so supportive.